Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton action and beyond. This week, we're in for double the trouble as we catch up with the Luo twins to find out what makes them tick. And we're in Italy to profile the country's poster boy for badminton, Matteo Bellucci. China's supremacy in elite badminton is hardly the world's best secret. The nation's shuttlers continue to feature heavily in the world rankings across all formats. Women's doubles pair Luo Ying and Luo Yu are fine examples of their country's dominance. Compatriots Zhao Yunlei and Tian Qing may be the reigning world champions, but the Luo twins' recent performances have seen them storm past some of their more established teammates to perch themselves on top of the world rankings pile.
I
think the winning formula is commitment, and that's necessary for everyday's training. Our daily practice is usually very rigorous.
It's like what she has mentioned. It's about training and taking the coach's advice seriously. We try to follow their instructions because it will improve our gameplay.
The sisters spared some time recently to share with us their journey to becoming the world's #1 women's tandem. Luo Ying is the older half of the identical twins, and despite our difficulty in identifying them, they say they're completely different.
We're not the same.
If you look closely, our face shape isn't similar. My elder sister's face is slightly smaller and pointed. If you look at mine, it's actually bigger and rounder. I think my elder sister is very different when she's playing on court and when she doesn't. Off the court, she can be very quiet and she wouldn't talk much. She's not known to be the active sort.
I think my younger sister's temperament on and off the court is rather consistent. She's not the person who gets anxious easily. However, she tends to be a little childish when she's not playing or training.
Their individuality was already evident from an early age. Although both picked up badminton at the same time, it took some convincing for the studious Luo Ying to join forces with her enthusiastic younger sibling.
At around primary 2, I realized that I wasn't very interested in studying. My results were not as good as my elder sister's. Instead, I was very attracted to playing badminton because it was very fun for me. I loved playing the sport.
I was reluctant to play full-time as I preferred going to school, but my younger sister was enthusiastic and wanted to take it up seriously. In the end, it was the coach who felt that it would be more effective for twins to partner each other in doubles. Since that day, we gave our full focus to badminton and stayed as partners since primary 2.
Once they were back on the same wavelength, the natural chemistry between them worked wonders for their on-court success. Since their inclusion into the national team in 2009, they've made giant strides in their development, clinching their first title at the Indonesia Grand Prix Gold a year later. 2014 proved to be a defining year for the Luos. Despite only a China Masters title to show during that time, it was their amazing consistency on the circuit that stood out. The twins made it to the last 4 at 8 tournaments, and in the process shot up from 55th in the world rankings to 3rd by the end of the year. Their instinctive understanding of each other during matches has given them that extra edge.
If I'm not in a good form on a certain day, my younger sister will scold me. She'll keep nagging until I regain my rhythm. I think that's a special connection between twins, which other pairs do not get to experience.
We have been paired with each other since young, so we are very familiar with each other's emotions, actions, and reactions. When we are playing well, we know how to complement each other with a look or small signals.
一个动作就会知道要怎么做。
The Chinese duo carried their form into the 2015 season, winning their maiden Super Series Premier title at the Maybank Malaysia Open and rounding off the year with the Dubai World Super Series Finals crown. Now, they sit pretty, leading the world rankings, but the twins aren't taking all the credit for their success.
首先，我们有一个很强大的团队。
Firstly, we have a very big pool of good players and coaches. Players like Tian Xing, Zhao Yunlei, Yu Yang and Wang Xiaoli are all very good examples for us to follow. We are considered the younger players for this level, so we have a lot to learn from these players.
所以我觉得他们都是我们要学习的榜样。
有些也会来自于就是
The success can also be attributed to the management of our training sessions, which includes our rest time. We take our training very seriously because of the careful planning by the management. I think the management played an important role in our good results.
在场上训练的时候也是很认真的。
2016 promises to be badminton's biggest year, and for the world #1 women's duo, they're in sync and ready to go.
2016年有2个大赛，一个是汤尤。
There are 2 major games in 2016. One will be the Thomas and Uber Cup, and the other will be the Olympics. Right now, our aim is just to focus on playing well at this year's Uber Cup. As for the preparations, I think it is important to treat every training session seriously.
我觉得珍惜，就这样。
一样的。
With still much to achieve, badminton fans can be sure Luo Ying and Luo Yu will continue to dazzle for years to come. It's time to test your badminton knowledge. We want you to name the first men's doubles pair from Europe to win a medal at the Olympics. All is revealed after the break. When we return, we head to Penang as we find out how the Malaysian state is trying to keep the passion for badminton alive. Before the break, we asked you to name the first men's doubles pair from Europe to win a medal at the Olympics. The answer is Matthias Bo and Carsten Mogensen. After the Danes emerged from the group stages of the 2012 Olympics unbeaten, they defeated Chinese Taipei's Fang Qiemin and Lee Seung-mu in straight games, before going on to dismantle the challenge from Korea's Jung Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae in the semi-finals. Bo and Mogensen came up short in the final, but the pair had done enough to write themselves into the history books by clinching Europe's first ever podium finish in men's doubles at the Olympics. There was plenty to dance and shout about last week in Brazil as the annual Rio Carnival got underway, and badminton was right in the center of it all. BWF's Rio project partnered with Vahalume O Verde, a local carnival band, to raise awareness of badminton ahead of its appearance at the Olympics. Samba dancers with rackets in hand joined 25,000 revelers to discover badminton. Expect plenty more to badminton action in Brazil as the country builds up to Rio 2016. When it comes to top-draw badminton tournaments, Kuala Lumpur has seen it all. From the prestigious Thomas and Uber Cup to the World Championships, as well as the annual Super Series premier event, the Malaysia Open. But to ensure that top-flight badminton is not only centered in the Malaysian capital, the administrators of the sport have been giving other states a chance to host similar international competitions. Since its inception in 2009, the Malaysia Masters has been hosted by different cities across the country. Last year, the Grand Prix Gold event was held in Kuching, Sarawak, and this year, Penang won the right to host the event.
When we first got this news, it's actually the first time myself and the new president attended the council meeting in Kuala Lumpur. we were asked whether we would like to host this or not. And of course, with so many years, we have never been seeing Penang hosting any tournaments, big tournaments internationally. So without any second thought, we have accepted the offer.
One of the achievements that sealed the deal for Penang was its infrastructure. Considered one of the largest multi-purpose indoor venues in Malaysia, the Spice Arena seats more than 10,000 spectators.
There are a number of things which we've got to consider when you have a championship somewhere, anywhere in Malaysia. Of course, number one is a stadium and the facilities. Here in Penang, I think it's perfect. We have got to do some additional things in terms of the flooring, in terms of the lighting, to suit the badminton, what they call necessities.
Although Penang is not new to hosting big badminton events, the last time the coastal state opened its home was the 1998 Malaysia Open. Since then, its experience has been mainly focused on the national circuit. To ease the state administrators back in, Badminton Association of Malaysia agreed to co-host the tournament with the Penang Badminton Association.
So let the BAM to host the tournament in Penang. Our PBA just assisting them, just to help them to make the tournament be a success.
Since we have got all the experience holding the international event, and they are just running in their own place, and of course the transfer of knowledge is there. Hopefully later on Penang can just organize it on their own.
Before the six-day tournament got into full swing, plenty of hard work had to be done. But PBA had one less thing to worry about when the state government offered a helping hand.
The venue, if under normal circumstances, it may cost up to more than $500,000 Malaysian ringgit. So we got the thing be waived by thanks to the CM, the Chief Minister of Penang.
With the prestige that comes from hosting large-scale tournaments, PBA also hopes the event will fuel and inspire its youth to pursue the sport. Penang may be one of the top producers of national players and ranked among the best at state level, but there is always the need to continue expanding the talent pool.
The purpose is that we want to increase the standard in Penang. Because on the sport, you see the foreign, the world star playing, you will feel that it's totally different from the local tournament.
Whenever there is an event, there is a tournament or a challenge going on, it stirs up the emotions of players that, oh, this is going to be what I am if I were to train hard. If there's no tournament going on, definitely the sport will become dull and it will be going down.
The offer came at the right time. With qualification for the Rio Olympics intensifying this year, the state saw several star shuttlers gracing its shores. Fans were also in for a special treat with the attendance of their local sporting hero.
Lee Jong-wei, #1.
Having spent his early years in the state honing his skills, the Malaysian superstar is very much part of Penang badminton. The sport is already one of the most popular in the state, but with the arrival of Lee, the enthusiasm and attendance hit an all-time high. Fans arrived in their thousands on the weekend, with over 6,000 on finals day, boosting the confidence of the state administrators.
To me, it's a stepping stone to host a more important and more high-level tournament. If, let's say, the semi-final or final can touch 6,000 spectators, we are even give us more confidence to host the Super Series. That is what we wish now.
Penang has started 2016 on the right foot. The state has a long and proud tradition of badminton excellence, and seeing the success of the Masters, this is set to continue. The Grand Prix Gold Circuit continued last weekend as Bangkok hosted the Princess Sirivannavari Thailand Masters 2016. Finals day began with the mixed doubles, with China's Zheng Siwei and Chen Qingchen taking on Malaysia's Chan Peng Soon and Goh Liu Ying. In the opening exchanges, the Chinese World Junior champions went toe-to-toe with their Southeast Asian counterparts before eventually sealing the first game. The second started in a similar vein, but to Chan and Go's credit, they reeled off 5 consecutive points to draw level at 11-all. Unfortunately, their challenge faded from then on as Zheng and Chen regrouped to take the match and the title. The final score, 21-17, 21-15. Next was the women's doubles, and outstepped reigning world champions Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei as they faced compatriots Tang Yunting and Yu Yang. Tang and Yu were the quickest off the blocks as they snatched the first game, as Tian and Zhao struggled to find any rhythm. But once the world number 10 duo got back their groove, there was only one outcome. Much to the dismay of Tang and Yu, Tian and Zhao went on to claim the second game before winning the rubber. The final score, 11-21, 21-12, 23-21. The men's singles saw a matchup between Korea's Lee Hyun-il and Hong Kong's Hu Yun. Korean Lee will be 36 in April, but judging by his display here, he's still got it. The world number 19 calmly navigated his way through the match despite his opponent's best efforts. After 2 games and 48 minutes, Lee opened his title account for 2016. The final score, 21-18, 21-19. Indonesia got into the action in the men's doubles as Muhammad Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan took to the court to face Korea's Kim Ki-jung and Kim Sa-rang. In their first tournament for the year, defending world champions Ahsan and Hendra were gunning for a good start. But they had to overcome a first game loss before gradually dragging themselves back into the match. The duo bagged their title in 3 games. Final score, 12-21, 21-15, 21-12. Rounding up the day was the women's singles contest as the home crowd welcomed their star, Ratchanok Intanon, who was up against China's Sun Yu. In their last meeting at the Yonex Open Chinese Taipei, Intanon walked away victorious, and the former world champion was hoping for a repeat. It was one apiece after 2 games, but the Thai shuttler outlasted Sun in the third, claiming the title in just under an hour and a half. The final score, 21-19, 18-21, 21-17. On the other side, we catch up with Italian badminton poster boy Matteo Bellucci. This week's Player of the Week is Thailand's Ratchanok Intanon. The 2013 world champion got her year off to a winning start as she defeated China's Sun Yu at the Princess Sirivannavari Thailand Masters last weekend. With the Olympics set to take center stage in August, the 21-year-old will be hoping her latest triumph is the perfect boost to her preparations ahead of badminton's ultimate stage. Badminton in Italy is rarely granted a second glance, such is the nation's obsession with football. But with more and more youngsters taking up the sport, we may well be on the precipice of a bright new era in Italian shuttling. The poster boy for this new beginning may well be Matteo Bellucci, an ambitious and dedicated 20-year-old who secured a bronze medal at the last installment of the Italian National Championships. It was a breakthrough competition for Matteo, who is now training full-time under the auspices of the National Federation in Milan.
Badminton is for sure not well known, but the federation, the Italian Badminton Federation, is working very hard to make badminton better known, beginning from the schools, the physical education teachers. It's very important to give them an instruction about the tips of badminton, the main tips of badminton. Yeah, I think that we will grow up very fast, very fast. I hope a model for someone, for someone playing, but especially I like to be a model outside the court, because I very like people who behave well inside the court and especially outside the court.
Hard work, dedication, and a complete devotion to the sport are prerequisites for any player hoping to scale badminton's heady heights. And Matteo admits that the initial transition from part-time club player to full-time professional was tough.
I was just playing at school for fun. Then I joined a club in my town, which was a pretty small club. I played there for 3-4 years, until last year I definitely moved here to Milan. There was great difference between training in Fano and training here, because in Fano I was used to train like 4-5 hours per week, and here I train 6-7 hours per day, and yeah, it's quite different. And I got used to it, because that's my passion. Badminton is my sport, my passion, and so I love that. And yeah, the beginning was tough, that's for sure.
Aside from reaching the last 4 of the national championships, Matteo's other career highlight thus far was his inclusion in Italy's Sudirman Cup team last May. Despite finishing on the losing side in the clash with Vietnam, Matteo gave a good account of himself in the mixed doubles and in his single showdown with Pham Cao Kuong. Predictably, China finished the competition as overall winners, beating Japan in the final. But for Matteo, the experience was invaluable, as he absorbed as much as he could from being around some of the world's best shuttlers.
It was great to play in China with all the top players in the world, staying like 1-2 meters far away from the world number 1, world number 2, playing on the court. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's a great experience, and it's very important to compete here, because there are a lot of high-level players, top-level players in the world, and you have a lot to watch and to learn from them.
If he does reach the Olympics, then that will be a big fillip for badminton in Italy. But which players are inspiring him as he sets out to achieve his goal? In a sport still dominated by Asians, 2 European names stand out.
Peter Gade and Carolina Marin are great models of badminton. They express during the game so much sportsmanship and so much passion on court. And yeah, I really love them. Also because they are European, and it's very strange actually to see European players in the top level of the world, because Asia is dominating everything in badminton. But there are a lot of good players from Denmark, from Germany, France, and Spain also, like Carolina. And yeah, they are a good model for European badminton.
Indeed they are. But who's to say that Italy can't produce a player to stand alongside the likes of Peter and Carolina? At just 20 years of age, Matteo could well emerge as a leading figure in European badminton over the next decade, and encourage the next generation of sports-mad Italian youngsters to swap footballs for shuttlecocks. Before we go, let's see how the international circuit looks as we check out our Badminton Unlimited calendar. Get connected with us. Log on to these websites for videos and photos and get the latest news and information on all things badminton. Missed an episode of Badminton Unlimited? We have all episodes available at your convenience on our YouTube channel, badmintonworld.tv. There are also tournament highlights and past matches to savor. All the best badminton clips are just a click away. Next week on Badminton Unlimited, we spend some time with Thailand's leading lady, Ratchanok Intanon, as she talks about a difficult few years after her World Championships win in 2013. See you next week.